This is Israel at War. I'm Steve Conover. It's been 3 months since the massacre happened in southern Israel, 3 months since Israel declared war on Hamas, a terrorist organization based in Gaza. By now, you've seen the Israeli Defense Force, the IDF, strategically enter Gaza to eliminate those who have sworn to repeat the acts of October 7th over and over. Today, we have a very special guest, Meno Kalisher. Meno is the pastor of Jerusalem Assembly in Israel. He and his family have served with the Friends of Israel Gospel Ministry for almost 38 years. We pray you will gain a new appreciation of the work God is doing in Israel as a result of this war. Meno, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's a joy to speak with you, to see you all.
I'd love to get your perspective. You live in Israel. You're the son of a Holocaust survivor. Your family is in Israel. You pastor a church in Jerusalem. How has October 7th changed you?
Well, October 7th is an opportunity for the new generation in Israel to taste a modern Holocaust. That's how we feel. Let's put it in the right perspective. The enemy, which is a terror organization, it's like a government in Gaza that controls all the people, 2.2 million people with the same mindset. It's not only a few terrorists who thinks like this. It's a group of people who have the same mindset based in religious ideology, which they want one thing, to take the name Israel away and out of the land. That's the bottom line. That's the issue. They entered into Israel, broke the border. Yes, we were caught unready, a big shame, and that right now the government is doing its best to find out all the problems. But the result was that in about few hours, we have lost about 1,200 people. Just to let you know, it's like 15 times 9/11. It is like all your casualties in Vietnam War in 6 hours. So get the idea how it looks like in Israel. So it took time that the army shaped up and started to attack. But for the people, it was a shock, unbelievable. Simply, is this something that can happen to us? The shock was unbearable, unexplained, even until today. It is hard even to think about it.
Meno, you served in the IDF. You have children that serve in the IDF. How are they doing?
Wow. This event really teaches us how to trust the Lord, how to walk on water, not 5 minutes, but 24/7. Our son is a paratrooper. He's 31, he's married, he has 5 kids. He was called on October 7th. He's still on call, he's still in the army. He's right now in Khan Yunis, which is in the south of the Gaza Strip. My daughter, Ronit, she's an officer with the military police. She is in the north of Israel. They're responsible to make sure that all the junctions are being secured, that people will not block the roads, and sadly to say that the fifth column will not rise up in a time of war and try to sabotage the trucks and supplies, logistics that will drive on these roads. They are both in the army since October 7th. So, what will I say? You see the news and you realize that each morning you wake up with the list of soldiers that have fallen the last 24 hours, and you just hope that you don't know the names. We know some names, some of them of believing families 2 weeks ago were in a funeral. It's very sad. All the situation, it's heavy. It's really heavy. But I tell my kids, what you are doing is a justified war. Don't come with the conscience problems. No, I look at it as I go back 3,000 years when God told the people, go to a war, it's my war. And don't come with a conscience problem. It's very hard to say that. I suppose that some people who will hear it will tell themselves, what's going on? Who is the speaker? Well, open Psalm 83. Open Psalm 83 and read it one time, not as a historical lesson, but as a current situation. And what do you see? The names of the nations that are mentioned exist today. And what is their problem? We do not want the name Israel. Erase it. Well, Steve, let me tell you something. Our name is Jacob. We didn't choose the name Israel. God gave us the name Israel. So when nations, our enemies, want to take this name out, they basically fight against God's plan. This is context. They have another problem in Psalm 83. What's your problem that you give them the land? We need to inherit it. So basically, here's nations that come to tell God, God, you have a big problem with your plan. Erase it. And if you will not do that, we will help you to do that. So Asaph, the writer of this psalm, tell God, God, do to them like you did to Yavin and Sisera. Just open the book of Judges and read what God did to them. Make them like a whirlwind, something that has no roots, fly with the wind. And the issue is not for revenge, just for the sake of revenge. The issue is, as the chapter ends, that all nations will know who you are, God. All nations will know your name. So it's a spiritual war. It's war between religions. And I just hope that our kids will return home together with dozens of people from our church who are right now in the borders.
Meno, you mentioned your church. Ministry doesn't stop because of this war. Your church, and I know even Arab churches, are working together. What are some of the things your church and other congregations you're working with are involved in?
Wow. The war did another thing. It caused more unity between the churches. And I don't want anyone to think that Meno hates Arabs. God forbid. God forbid. That's not the issue. There are believers on both sides. And among the churches, we received donations. We bought food cards and we divided between other 8 churches. We do not sit and eat all the food ourselves. Let's put it that way, symbolically speaking. We call other churches and ask them, what do you need? They tell us, we transfer the funds. We give scholarship to soldiers who are right now in the army, and later on, when they'll come, they'll have bills to pay. So we basically pay the bills. Concerning churches, I will speak more about it. And when we say we give to churches, we give also to Arab-speaking churches. Yes, to Arab churches. And not all of them are Zionists, let's put it that way. Some of them hold replacement theology. And we still know that needy people are needy people. We show our love and we give and we share. We do not just keep it for ourselves. So in a matter of the relationship between churches, we basically want to see the situation or the reality from God's point of view. This is my family. These are my children. And I have no right to look at any one of God's children in a different way.
Now that the war is going into its 4th month, it's easy to, at least in our news cycle, see that it's going further into the background. But I was recently asked by someone, how should I be praying for Israel? How should I be praying for the Palestinians as a Christian? We're thousands of miles away here in America. What prayers do you covet from Christians around the world?
Thank you for the question. the event that happened in October 7th, I do believe was also a spiritual wake-up call. And by answering this, you will see what prayers do we need. Israel usually trusts their power, the army power, wisdom, and funds, the money. We put our trust in these three things. And according to Jeremiah chapter 9, verses 23 to 24, God says, I will take all of these three that you may look upon me. And you know what? October 7th did exactly the same. People today are more willing to hear about God. In the last war, Tzuk Eitan, that were in 2014, if I remember well, one of the generals sent the unit with a prayer. He was criticized by all the parliament members, by most of the parliament members. How dare you, a general, involve God in our wars? And his rank was blocked. Today, every unit commander, every platoon commander, take in YouTube movies to show how they pray and ask God to help them. They understand that something in a spiritual level took place, and they're fear. They are in fear. They need God in order to do something. More and more people are aware of it. So I beg before you to continue to pray for us that this event, though it killed many people physically, it will revive many people spiritually. I hope that this war will be a launchpad for spiritual revival in Israel. This is the main prayers. Secondly, that the kids will return back from the battlefields. Most of the future of the church, the pillars that we are building and investing dozens years are there. And we just beg the Lord to bring them back safely. And another thing is, I want to thank you. So many people, so many churches around the world, outside Israel, even though you have your own homeless people, single mothers, poor people, and your own problems, you sacrificially send to us so we may have all the tools and ability to help. We are humbled. We are totally humbled and really pray for you. Beg God to give you doubles and triple and more for your grace and love for us.
Meno, thank you for giving us clear direction on how we can pray. Our hearts, our minds are with you, your family, your congregation, and we're praying for their safety. And we're praying, as you are, that the Lord would increase our dependence on him. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
I so appreciate Meno's firsthand account to what God is doing in Israel. Meno told us how we can pray specifically right now. The fact that we see evidence that many are open and turning their hearts to God is encouraging, and I would ask you to join us as we pray that the Lord would continue to reveal himself to many. Israel and the Jewish people continue to need our help, so I ask that you would continue praying for the peace of Jerusalem. And if you want to stand with us as we stand with Israel with a financial contribution, visit foi.org/standwithisrael.